Well, hello, CCAers. Wait, is it CCAers or CCA nights or CCA files?
I think
I don't
it's
know what it is.
CCAers.
CCAers.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. Hello, CCAers.
Yeah, and welcome to CC. Hey,
Because nobody was willing to change the name.
nobody responded. So put your thinking caps on and come up with a better name for this podcast, or you're gonna have to deal with CC Hey for the rest of it.
So again, we're going to try to get something out at least once a month. The first Wednesday of the month is our goal, and that's what this is for, to kind of give you guys an update and kind of give some insight and maybe get to know each other a little bit better.
And look at us, we're 2 for 2.
That's right. 2 months, 2 shows.
We're doing well.
This is the most successful podcast, second most successful podcast I've been involved with.
Yes,
or video cast or whatever it is.
So this, of course, is Mike James to this side, comedian Mike James, CCA long timer, and myself, I'm Brian Kohatsu. You can read on your own, but in case you didn't know who we were, that's who we are. So any updates, Mike, as to CCA currently, as to what's going on?
The latest is that we are in the early planning stages of the conference for 2022. We're going to try to do the in-person thing again. And I have every confidence and faith that will happen. So, but we're in the early stages of that. So we're kind of figuring all those things out, and really,
we're planning the planning right now. Is what I think is happening.
We literally are.
That's word on the street. Is the planning of the planning is happening.
We're arranging meeting times at this point. That's where we're at with it.
So it's exciting. It's exciting because it means things are moving forward, and we are 100%. There is a push to go live next summer. I think is tentative at this point. So cool. Yes. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I think it's going to be great. And I think, well, I don't want to spill any other information yet because it's not finalized, but I'm certain it's going to be a really good time. So anybody who wants to be involved in helping out with, there's just so many millions of things. Even the
people are calling now. People are calling now. That's how excited people are.
It was amazing how much effort, even we just went into the virtual show this year, all the different coordination that had to happen for that. And of course, we went through 99% of all the planning of the actual in-person one, which is it's pretty overwhelming. So again, anybody who wants to help or feels like they have an expertise in event planning or something associated with that, reach out to us, let us know. That would be awesome.
How would they do that, Mike? That'd be
I think you can send an email to info@christiancomedyassociation.org.
Okay.
Or you can actually email me directly at mike@mikejamescomedy.com.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that information gets through.
We don't have that to put up. So
yeah, we're not fully prepared yet, but we're close.
We might be. I don't know. No, we're not. Okay. All right. Well, I'll work on that. How's that? And then we'll get that up there. So
look, it's either do these every Wednesday or be prepared for them and do them whenever. You can't have both.
Everything is happening so quickly is I think what we're trying to say at this point. So so that's the update as for right now. But what we want to do with these every month, Mike, is what is the idea behind this? We want to kind of spotlight maybe a few people here and there, and kind of because I think we have a lot of our membership is it's ongoing. It's our membership roster is a living thing. I think one of the things we wanted to do among sharing news and information and updates is also to kind of help people get to know each other. So we thought one aspect of this broadcast could be that we highlight a specific CCA member. Correct. And also I think this is important, that it's not always just going to be Mike and I and people we know or whatever. The other people are going to host this and bring on other people. And so I think today is kind of specific to us because this person kind of came into our life about last year at this time. I actually just saw today, it's our 1-year anniversary of a show that we all did together. And I thought it was important that he's never been to a CCA event yet. He was planning on going this year or last year. Or 2 years ago, because time slips away. And but we thought it would be important that he's a very great comedian person, Christian, and he's just a great guy that I think everybody should at least get to know. So, Mike, would you like to introduce our guest for today?
I wish I had intro music for this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the screen, Chris Wineland.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Hello, Mr. Chris Wineland.
There he is.
Hey, thank you guys for talking me up. You don't get $20 because you were supposed to say that I'm like the best human being of all. So I can't pay you the bribe money I promised.
I did throw. I said you were a wonderful person. We'll have to watch the playback.
You got close to it, but what I specifically paid you for was not that. So
we can put that in the comments, maybe.
Oh sure. Yeah, maybe just get back into the video, dub it over, and you just hear it being like greatest person ever. So thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
sure.
So, Chris, that was kind of, in hindsight now, I'm realizing we should have gave you an even better introduction. But Chris, you're you've done the Huckabee Show. You've written for some of the late night programs. You even had your own. You still have a late night show that still exists online that you're doing periodically here and there. I guess you're a busy guy. You're busy. All I know is Mike and I can never get a hold of you. So we're glad we got you here.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit, just briefly tell us about your background, because you're more than just a comedian. I mean, you do a lot of different things. You're actually, so go ahead.
Thanks. Yeah. So I've been doing comedy for 13 years, 14. I started July 23rd, the day after my birthday, 2008. So somebody that's watching the show, do their math. Tell me how long I've been doing comedy. I got saved a year before that on my parents' treadmill, which is a completely different story. I don't know why I opened up that can of worms just now. We'll talk about that another time. So I got saved in 2009. I started in ministry while I was pursuing comedy. So I basically started close to the same time of pursuing comedy in a professional setting, and then also pursuing ministry in a ministry setting. I was a youth pastor in 2009, and from 2009 to 2011, I had grown this youth group from 1 person to 75 people. And simultaneously, I was writing for a couple of late night shows. And during the weekends, I was driving all over the East Coast doing comedy shows. And I was almost always back on Sunday mornings for church. So I was kind of doing that simultaneously for a while. Yeah. And so go ahead.
No, I was enough about you right now. No, I was curious to find, how did you find out about CCA?
So I found out about CCA a few years into doing comedy. The very first comic I ever saw live, not just Christian comic, first ever comic, was Bob Smiley, whom I just love so much. And so because of that, I kind of followed, I just started searching Bob Smiley, and it wasn't too far that I saw CCA on Google. And then I was like, oh, Christian Comedy Association, that's cool. So I remember this was years ago, but I sent in an information just saying like, yeah, I want to be a member. Like, I want to start this conversation. And so that was really cool. That was like before anything. And I had never been to a conference. I've always seen the CCA conferences, always wanted to go. It never worked out. Most of the times that I was going to go, I ended up with a pretty great opportunity to be on tour or do shows that I was always like, they were on the other side of the country. Sure. So I was always torn with that. But no, I've always loved it. And I'm honored that this year you guys are going to have me be the keynote speaker. So thank you.
So, Chris, one of the things you have expressed to me, and I know it's a passion of yours, is combining comedy and ministry, and specific ministering to comedians and performers. In fact, you actually wrote a book that, as I read the book, it really is addressed to entertainers specifically. Yeah. Here's the book, by the way, everybody. I have my copy right here. You can get yours too somewhere. Chris will let you know. And mine is autographed. Oh, no, it's not. Why is it not autographed? What the heck?
Did I not autograph yours?
No.
I don't know.
I stole mine off your desk one day. I never.
Did you? I believe it. I'm so weird with the whole signing books because I just, I feel like, who am I to sign a book? I don't know. It's been
Right. Actually, it's worth more if it's not signed.
Is it really?
That's what I got double the money for it when I sold mine online.
We both sold ours immediately.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you'd like to buy
I sold mine to Mike.
Go to them.
It's the book is called The Great Heckle, by the way, and you can get it on Amazon, right?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. You can also get it on my website, chriswineland.com.
Or Barnes and Noble.
Or Barnes and Noble. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think you can.
To be clear, too, this isn't so much a plug for the book, which it ended up being one, but that's fine. But but you have a unique way in which you do distribute these to comedians.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wrote that is because, as I had just given my background, I'm half comedy and half ministry, and I've been that way in my adult life and never quite realized why God was doing that. And one of the things is that my heart has always been burdened for comedians and entertainers, because, as I'm sure you guys will agree, entertainers are the number one most influential people in the world, and yet nobody's reaching out to them because they look at all entertainers like they're these untouchables. And so it's easier for us to judge an entertainer than it is for us to pray for an entertainer. And so that has always just hit me, and I've always been burdened with the heart for performers. So the way that I had thought 4 years ago, I was in Chicago, and I just thought, you know what? There needs to be a resource for comedians and entertainers. There needs to be a book or something, and it doesn't exist. So I wrote it. I didn't write it because I thought I'm a good writer. I wrote it because I'm like, this doesn't exist, y'all. Like, this has to exist. And so I published it during COVID because strategically that's great. And I thought, yeah, might as well get it out when nobody is doing anything right now. So I published the book, and then God did something awesome, is that all of a sudden I published it, and I thought, okay, now how do I get it out in the right hands? I had a lot of church people buy it. We've had a lot of youth groups actually order boxes, which has been huge, because a lot of the Gen Z people, they don't understand the Bible, but they understand pop culture, which the book does a lot of pop culture references. So that part's good. But I'm like, how do I reach? See, I'm getting nonstop phone calls.
That's another order coming in right now.
Right? So, yeah, that's my wife. We may get another phone call in 2 seconds. It's actually not great. Can you guys talk? And I don't know.
Okay. Once again, we're gonna default back to the norm. Chris Wineland normal not being available for periods of time. Hopefully, he's back on in a second.
So, I'll fill in some blanks here too.
Okay.
Because I mean, we don't have all the time in the world today. But so what Chris does is, I think where he was heading with this is that there's a gentleman here in Arizona that does some clean comedy shows only, and he recently relocated. Actually, in I don't know how he got hooked up with Chris, but they're doing that now at Chris's church. They do a monthly clean comedy show there. But what Chris does is he has an actual care package that he's put together with some different items, snacks, and that kind of thing, and his book in there too that he gives to all the comedians that come in, because the majority of the comics that come to that show that perform are not Christians. They're just clean comics. So that's what he's been doing lately. And I don't know the name. Hopefully when we get him back on here, I know there's a comedian that he's been closely talking to recently that has been reading his book and been in contact, because Mike, you can plant so many seeds and you don't always you don't always know you don't see the result of that all the time. Yep. So
here on earth. So but Chris is great. He is very outspoken about his faith to anybody who will listen to him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, to clarify that care package thing, he does that even at normal clubs. I've worked with him several times, and even if it's at just a normal secular club or wherever it is, he brings a gift basket, a gift bag kind of thing to the other performers. So usually the opener and the headliner, or whoever he's working with that weekend, mm-hmm. and gives them that. It includes the book and other just other little things. I think maybe some chapstick. I don't know.
I think that's a good possibility.
Some hand cleaner from Ron DeCory, perhaps. I don't know what else
probably.
is in there.
I had jokingly told Chris before that his book could actually be like the Gideon's Bible in the home,
in the green room,
where the comics stay in the green room, or in the condo or whatever it might be, the comedy condos, so that when they open that drawer, there it is, kind of thing. And it's a good read. I mean, I'm only I think I'm 2 chapters into it. But I've enjoyed the book. It's easy to read. It's not like,
Yeah.
Chris doesn't use big words.
I don't want to discourage anybody from purchasing the book immediately, but I know he has been talking a lot about doing a audio book version of it, or hiring somebody to do it. That for me, that's the easiest way to read a book, just because I spend so much time on the road or in the car or whatever. And
I would hope Chris does read it, because Chris at times has a Seinfeld-ish delivery to his speaking voice.
Yeah, you got to hear it in his voice.
That would be great.
I'm going to assume we need to wrap this up, and I'm going to assume Chris's whatever was on the phone, he's got to take care of that right now.
I'm assuming he's saving somebody right now, and that nothing bad is going on. So
yeah, I'm sure it's all good.
Let's go with that. So
anyway, thanks for tuning in once again, and we will be back next month. We will come back before that if there's any interesting big news that we need to share with everybody at the same time. But for right now, as at least until we get closer to the next conference, we're going to try to make sure this is happening the first Wednesday of every month. So congratulations on your second one in a row, Brian.
Well, and to you, Mike.
Thank you. All right. I think that's it. That's a wrap. We'll talk to you guys soon. And again, if you need, for right now, at least email, you can email me directly if you have ideas or questions or additions for this show or for the conference or anything else. The right email address is info@christiancomedyassociation.org. However, I've gotten a couple reports that email is being bounced back for some reason. So I will double check that. It's not anybody's primary email address or anything. So it's not closely monitored, but you can also send email to me at mike@mikejamescomedy.com. That's my personal email address. So go ahead and do that, or just sign me up for whatever junk email you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea, everybody.
Yeah, I know that's going to happen now.
Cool.
All right.
With that, have a blessed October, everybody. We'll see you later.